It began like any other royal PR moment, staged, polished, and camera-ready. Meghan Markle, radiant and poised, casually strolling the aisle of an American Airlines flight, flashing smiles like she was the star of a luxury travel commercial. She even left a handwritten thank you note for the crew. The press loved it. Fans swooned. It all looked like a harmless publicity stunt. But beneath that cheerful mid-air photo op, something far more explosive was unfolding. While Meghan played gracious jet setter at 30,000 feet, the real turbulence was happening elsewhere. Not in the sky, but on the ground, on British Airways. A former crew member from a royal tour flight had broken their silence. What they revealed would ignite a firestorm around Meghan and Prince Harry's most guarded secret. According to the whistleblower, who remains anonymous but credible, Meghan showed no emotional connection to the baby on board. No interaction, no warmth. The nanny handled everything. And what truly unsettled the crew? The baby didn't respond to Meghan at all. One odd moment could be dismissed as stress or exhaustion, but this wasn't a one-off. It was the final crack in a theory that's been whispered in royal circles since 2019, that Meghan Markle may have never given birth to her children. Enter DL, a woman whose identity remains concealed, but whose story is now sending shockwaves through royal gossip networks. Her claim? She served as Meghan's surrogate, not once but twice, for both Archie and Lilibet. Her account sounds like a conspiracy thriller. She says she was flown to a remote compound, stripped of communication devices, and placed under strict instructions: deliver the babies, sign an NDA, disappear. No legal contracts, no formal surrogacy filings, just secrecy. DL says she played along, until Meghan allegedly cut her off completely after the second birth. No thanks, no acknowledgement, just silence. Now, DL says she's done hiding. She's offering DNA tests. She claims to have ultrasound images, hospital records, and even videos, all time-stamped to align with the births of Archie and Lilibet. In one video, she lies on a medical bed, visibly pregnant, whispering the date and location into the camera. In another, she holds a newborn in her arms, quietly weeping while a masked nurse tends to her. If the metadata checks out, this could be devastating. And this isn't about money. DL says she turned down major offers from tabloids. She just wants the truth out. Because in her words, watching Meghan cry on TV about motherhood felt like watching someone else wear her skin. Once DL's story broke, others started talking. A former royal aide reportedly revealed that concerns had existed for years, not publicly of course, but behind palace doors, about the lack of medical documentation during Meghan's pregnancies. Everything was swept under the rug. But now, private suspicions are colliding with public chaos. And remember that viral clip from Meghan's pregnancy, where her belly appeared to fold unnaturally as she bent down? At the time, it was dismissed as a camera glitch. But now, in light of DL's claims, that moment has resurfaced as something more sinister, the alleged moment the illusion cracked. Then there's the baby photo controversy, strategic camera angles, blurry shots, the now infamous baby feet photo. Some claimed the hands in the picture didn't even belong to Meghan. The nail shape and skin tone didn't match. And allegations that Meghan never even went to the hospital for Lilibet's birth, only showing up for post-birth photo ops, are gaining new attention. What started as wild internet speculation is beginning to look eerily plausible. And Meghan's PR machine is working overtime. Within hours of the British Airways leak, her team flooded the internet with feel-good family clips, the kids playing in the garden, a sentimental blog post about resilience and motherhood. But keen-eyed viewers weren't convinced. Some noted that the child identified as Lilibet didn't resemble either parent, not Meghan's eyes, not Harry's red hair. This isn't just about image anymore. If DL's claims are true, it could unravel the entire Sussex narrative, from their story of victimhood to the legitimacy of royal succession and titles. Meghan's carefully curated image as a strong, devoted mother might not survive the fallout. The world saw a glowing duchess on a commercial flight, but behind that polished smile, a much darker story may be waiting to take off, and this time, no PR campaign may be able to bring it back down. Reddit exploded. Side-by-side comparisons, facial analysis, bone structure breakdowns, all picking apart the Sussex narrative piece by piece. And at the center of it all, timing. Meghan's sudden appearance on an American Airlines flight wasn't just coincidence, it was choreography. She didn't just smile and wave. Every move was documented, the handwritten note to the crew, the aisle strolls, the friendly chats. It wasn't a flight. It was a rebranding mission at 30,000 feet. But it backfired. Spectacularly. Instead of changing the story, it fueled it. One comment summed up the shift perfectly. If it's all real, why is she trying this hard to convince us? Just like that, the cracks in the Sussex fairy tale split wide open. Behind palace walls, alarm bells rang. Buckingham Palace insiders now say the royal legal team is quietly reviewing succession law. The question? If Meghan didn't legally give birth to Archie and Lilibet, and there's no formal surrogacy contract on record, what happens to their titles? Their place in the royal line? Without legal documentation, royal status could vanish, not as punishment, but by constitutional default. This isn't just personal drama, this is governance. And Prince Harry? No one knows where he stands. Some believe he was in on it. Others think he was misled, swept into a lie too big to escape. But he's not talking. And in this storm, silence is its own kind of confession. Inside Montecito, panic mode has been activated. Meghan's team is reportedly combing through every email, every former staffer, every possible loose end that could come back to haunt them. Because if DL, the woman claiming to be the real birth mother of Archie and Lilibet, proceeds with legal action or public DNA testing, this won't just be tabloid fodder. It'll be a courtroom reckoning. Sources say Meghan's lawyers are already reaching out to private labs, not to disprove DL's claims, but to stall, delay, buy time. Behind the scenes, meetings are happening around the clock, not just in California, but in London. Senior palace advisors have reportedly urged King Charles to act now, to contain the narrative before it spirals into a constitutional collapse. As one insider allegedly warned, this isn't about optics anymore. It's about protocol, about succession, about survival. Because the monarchy has endured scandals, but nothing in centuries of tradition has prepared it for this. Meanwhile, in California, the mood has darkened. Meghan, usually poised and strategic, is said to be coming undone. Former staffers describe her snapping at aides, obsessively tracking social media, and demanding emergency PR meetings in the middle of the night. One aide even claims she broke down after watching a TikTok montage comparing DL's pregnancy footage to her own public appearances. The resemblance, they said, was undeniable. The fallout has already begun. Brands once eager to align with Meghan are now retreating. A luxury baby label quietly scrubbed their announced collaboration. A book deal centered on her motherhood journey is now on indefinite pause. A major fashion brand, once in talks for a capsule collection, pulled out. One executive was blunt. "We can't attach our name to a story this radioactive." And Harry? He's gone quiet. Completely. Friends say he's withdrawn, avoiding calls, shutting out confidants. Some believe he's known about DL longer than he let on, and that the weight of guilt is finally catching up. Others think he's still in denial, hoping the story burns itself out. But this story isn't going anywhere. Because DL's next move could change everything. She's not chasing headlines. She's turned down networks, publishers, even lucrative documentary deals. Her team says she's only considering one thing: a live, third-party supervised DNA test. No theatrics, no cameras. Just the truth. She doesn't want fame. She wants to be acknowledged. And for the children to know who brought them into the world. And if the test confirms what she claims, the monarchy may never be the same. Royal historians are already weighing in. If there's no legal proof of Meghan giving birth and no documented surrogacy arrangement, Archie and Lilibet could be formally removed from the line of succession. Titles revoked, privileges stripped, inheritance rights dissolved. This would be precedent-shattering, because at that point, we're no longer debating rumors. We're confronting royal fraud, with constitutional consequences. And if Meghan fabricated an entire motherhood narrative to secure influence, status, and legacy, the fallout won't be limited to the Sussexes. Public trust, already hanging by a thread, could rupture. Future royal births may require mandatory documentation. And for Archie and Lilibet, the future may never resemble the story they were born into. DL, for her part, says she's not out for revenge. She's fighting to be seen, and to ensure that truth doesn't get buried under press releases and palace silence. Those kids deserve the truth, she told a friend, and so does the public. What happens next won't be decided by crowns or ceremonies, but by DNA, hard evidence, and a story that refused to stay hidden.